Alrighty then, how's it going, guys? Hope you're doing well. You know, I had to go into the city today to do an interview at an inner city pub, and I saw something on my way to the interview which just it was honest to God, it was like a real shock. I saw a guy, now mind you, this is 10:45 in the morning, okay? All of a sudden I see this guy getting pummeled, properly pummeled, beaten down, kicked in the head, and then the perpetrator jumps in some yellow Holden Commodore, I assume, might have been a Ford Falcon, one of the two, and then books it. And I'm just a bit stunned. I'm just I can't believe I just saw that. You see, it's just weird to me, because when I was growing up, right, there were certain areas of Perth where I didn't want to go to, because there's people that are going to harass you, and Perth has never really been the nicest city, in my opinion, as in the city itself. But one thing which I find really amazing is you go to KL, right? KL, massive city, sprawling, congested, people everywhere, but you don't see the sorts of things in KL that you just see on a regular basis in Perth. It's even if you go to the sort of sketchier areas of KL, people don't bother you. Obviously you got to have some, common sense. Don't walk down a fucking dark alleyway, at, after midnight. This is a dumb thing to do in any city anywhere. But you don't see people getting harassed. You don't get harassed. You don't, I never felt unsafe on the streets of KL, right? Even the sketchy areas, the night areas, the clubbing, pubbing districts. It just really felt like a safe city, and that you could go anywhere at any time. But I tell you, I don't feel that way about Perth. I feel I don't really, at this point, I'm doubtful if I want to work in Perth City itself, because of the shit that I've seen. And I tell you, it has gotten, it was there before I moved to Malaysia, but now it seems so much worse. And that could just be because, I moved to Malaysia and then I came back, and the stark contrast. But, from memory, I dare say that, that Perth is especially Perth CBD is not safe. It's just crazy to me. So, I don't know. I'd be interested to know, whether or not it is a post-COVID thing, or whether it's always been like that and I just didn't know. But yeah, not something you'd expect for a massive capital city in a developing nation, or I guess almost developed nation, to a state capital in a small state capital in a first world country, and KL is better. Shocking, just genuinely shocking. Anyway, that about does it for me today, guys. Until next time, have a good one.